Hi, I'm Avery Matthews.
And I'm Jamal Kelly.
And we're with the DC Report.
Today, we're at the Davidson County Sheriff's Office preparing to interview Davidson County Sheriff Richie Simmons for an in-depth conversation on issues affecting the Sheriff's Department and Davidson County as a whole.
We hope that after watching this video, you will like this video, comment, share this video, and also our Facebook page.
So as always, sit back, enjoy a nice cup of coffee, and enjoy the interview.
We'll see you inside. This is the DC Report here with Sheriff Richie Simmons. Sheriff, thank you for taking the time out this morning to sit down and do this interview with us.
It's my pleasure.
So Sheriff Simmons, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am Richie Simmons, Sheriff of Davidson County. I started my career where I'm from, Surry County, with the Mount Airy Police Department in 1986. I always had a desire to be a highway patrolman, and after 5.5 years with them, I got my chance to get on the highway patrol. I got accepted to the 87th Basic Patrol School. Was stationed in Davidson County with a desire that I wanted to run for sheriff one day, so I stayed in Davidson County, worked hard, reached the ranks of line sergeant with the highway patrol, and retired April 1st, 2015, and then I started my quest to be the sheriff of Davidson County.
So what motivated you to run for sheriff of Davidson County?
It was always a desire of mine since I was a young boy I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be a highway patrolman. I wanted to be the sheriff. And my mother would keep telling me that I couldn't be both. I had to pick, So I don't think a sheriff can come right out like a rookie officer, because you need that experience through life. And I gained a lot of experience with the Mount Airy Police Department, very valuable. And I also worked with the Surry County Sheriff's Office starting in 1988 with their tactical team and with them. So I gained a lot of knowledge there. I gained a lot of knowledge with the Highway Patrol. And then May 8th, I was voted in the primary to be the sheriff of Davidson County, and I called my mother and said, something you don't want to tell your mom if she's wrong, but for the first time I said, you missed one there. I just got elected sheriff of Davidson County, so it's been a lifelong dream.
Most citizens of Davidson County know that you're a man of faith. How much did you rely on your faith throughout your campaign for sheriff and now as sheriff of Davidson County?
I am a Christian. I don't hide that at all. I rely on my faith every day. I became a Christian at 17, and I just seek God for wisdom. Continue to do it through the campaign. I kept saying, the scriptures say you have not because you ask not, and you still don't have it because it may not be in God's will. So my prayer through the campaign was, Lord, you know what I desire, but you know my heart 4 years from now, you know it 8 years from now. If this is not in your will, just take it away from me. And God didn't. He put us in, and I continue to seek Him daily for guidance to lead me to be the leader of this county.
As a leader, how important is it for those who are under your leadership to see you in action as a public servant who they serve alongside and not just their boss?
I think it's extremely important. And you can say things, words don't mean anything, but words do mean something. I don't call the people that work in the sheriff's office employees. They're called members. Yeah, it's just a word, but no, it's not. They belong. This is a club, a unique club, and they get to be here and work with us. And as the leader, I need to be, if I put their lives in harm's way, I need to demonstrate and show them. I want to be a leader that leads from the front, not from the rear. So, it really surprises them sometimes when they go on difficult, dangerous calls, and I'm right there. And a couple occasions I've been the first one there, and that's just the way it fell, but that's good. Go back to the question before of faith. To me, sheriff is a title. Leader is someone that people follow. I want to be that leader, and the leader I follow is Jesus Christ, and He was the first servant, I feel like, and He got on the cross and died. So He for us, for everybody's sins. So I want to be the leader that will, I'll sacrifice myself. That's the kind of leader I want to be.
While running for sheriff, there were two programs that you said you wanted to implement if elected. HOPE, which stands for Heroin Overdose Prevention and Education, and TAME, Teen Alcohol and Marijuana Education. When can the citizens of Davidson County expect these programs to be into effect?
Okay, we're full-fledged into DARE right now, and that's up to the 5th grade. And DARE is wonderful, and it would be very successful if the bad voices quit talking to our kids in the 5th grade. But you know, and I know, the toughest times of my life was middle school, because your hormones are changing everything. You're wanting to fit in and stuff like this. We have nothing nationwide, as I know. So that's where TAME came in. And I know that kids, statistics will show they start experimenting with these lesser drugs at age 12, 13. And you look in with our SRO programs, it's true. It is true. And they need some guidance. So TAME is coming in actually next year. We're working to get it in next year. We're working with the school board. Dr. Leip, I've had several meetings with them, and we're going to have several more to get this implemented. But it takes funding, and we're pretty slight this year. It's going to be tough on the budgets for every department in Davidson County. So we reached out knowing that by law the ABC board has to give a certain amount of money that they intake for alcohol education. And alcohol is the #1 starter drug for these kids. So we met with them. And in fact, they're going to help us fund this program through that 7% I think that they have to give. Again, alcohol and marijuana are the starter drugs. You can call it a gateway drug. I call it a letting down of your disciplines. And we want to get to these kids' head in the middle school and show them that they're not going to be teenagers forever, but yet they're going to be judged on what they've done from those teen years when they start wanting to get good jobs. So we want to get very serious, very quick in this. We're going to start with TAME and get that running, and then we're going to move up to our HOPE program, which is for high schoolers, and they are then getting on the more serious drugs. So we're going to start with TAME. We're working on the curriculum for that now. So if the school board lets us go in and teach this, we'll be ready for it, and we're looking to start it next school year.
Many say that Davidson County is in the midst of an opioid epidemic. As sheriff, how do you plan to combat this epidemic?
The whole world, and it's not just opioids. I mean, we're seeing a big spike in methamphetamine users, and that's dangerous. But let's just call it an epidemic of drug use that the whole nation is. I know that we're not going to be able to enforce our way out of this. It's going to be a three-pronged process, and we're getting involved with that three-pronged. Yes, right now we're going, and you can look in the papers every day. Our officers in Davidson County are just killing it. They're stopping the drug flow or trying to slow it down. I don't think you'll ever stop it, but they're working hard. We're going after the dealers. We're going after the flow of these drugs in our county. But enforcement only is not going to stop it. You're going to have to work with the next generation, thus DARE, TAME, and HOPE, and educate these kids into believing that they're not going to be 14, 15, 16 years old all their lives. They're going to want better. So we're going to educate these kids on the danger of these drugs, and hopefully we change the next generation, because I don't think we can last through another generation like what we're going through now. And then you've got the third prong of it is the ones that are hooked on these drugs. And I feel like treatment of a drug abuse with a drug is not really treatment at all. So we're wanting to bring in, and we're wanting our businesses, we're wanting our county to establish some real treatment programs like TROSA that's in Durham, And this program allows you, because everybody can't afford treatment for the drug abuses. And so this program, it's pre-trial. If you get in trouble, then part of your sentence, you can either choose to go and serve your time in jail or prison, or you can go to an establishment like TROSA. You sign a contract for 2 years with them, and then they get you for 2 years, your labor, and you have to go to work, and through that it pays for your treatment. So it separates you from the lifestyle you're at, which is one big aspect that will stop it, gives you something else to do, and then gives you treatment for this drug. So it's a three-pronged thing: enforcement, education, and treatment for the ones that are on it. And I think if the country gets behind this, we can make a big dent in our crisis, that you say, our drug crisis.
Recently, there has been a spike in armed robberies across Davidson County. What would you say to the citizens of Davidson County who are concerned about these recent events?
Again, it goes back to our drug crisis, and Davidson County is no different than any other county or any other state in this country. It's a big problem, and yes, there are spikes in it. We have been hit in the last 3 months, our first 3 months, we have been in trial by fire. So we're working really hard, but we've been very successful to stop. Just recently, we got a gentleman that had robbed several places in Lexington, High Point, Guilford County area, and Davidson County, and he hit a Dollar General store in our county, and fortunate our deputies were on guard for it. And we came together with Lexington PD, we came together with State Highway Patrol and Davidson County, and when you work together, great things happen. So we're working really closely together, and we were able to stop this particular gentleman like we've been able to stop a lot of our problems. We're making a lot of arrests in these areas. And once you demonstrate that you can do it, people are going to think twice before they do it in Davidson County. But you're really seeing your law enforcement agencies coming together, and I think that's what people want to see, us cooperating, putting our efforts and our people and power together to stop it, not one agency sticking out. When we come together and work together, and our people work with us, we get things done. And we're getting information, people calling in with great information to help us with our investigations, whether it be drugs or the armed robberies or the violent crimes like this. People are calling in. They feel, and they should, this is not my sheriff's office. It's the people's sheriff's office. And when we have 165 roughly sworn deputies that are out here working, I know there's 100,000 good people in Davidson County. When they work with us, it gives us 100,000 more eyes and ears and listening, and we listen, and when people give us information, we work on it.
You have mentioned creating a volunteer program to get non-sworn citizens involved in their communities. What is your ultimate vision for this program, and when do you anticipate this program being implemented?
We're looking at Buncombe County has this already established, and it can be a great thing. I would like to see a Citizens Academy in the near future. We've got to get our first budget in, and we're working on that right now. I think we can probably, in a year's time, we can set this and get it started where people are volunteering more. But going back to my prior answer, we are getting the people involved, and when they call and give us information and we work with them, they're already working in this volunteer program. We're going to implement it through like a Citizens Academy to get them started. We'll do some classes here, and then hopefully we can have them on call when things happen in different parts of the county. It's working in Buncombe County, and we're studying it right now, so we could possibly in a year's time bring it to the citizens of Davidson County.
We are currently faced with constructing a new detention center in Davidson County. The design of the new detention center will revolve heavily around your input as sheriff and what type of supervision you want inside the jail. Do you favor direct or indirect supervision within the detention center?
I think you're going to get different types at different times. What you need is direct and indirect. We do both now. It's just according to what's going on in the jail. It's time for a new jail in Davidson County. We're overcrowded. We've outgrown our jail. We have a capacity for 297. This morning, I think we're about 340, which we're quite a bit over, and that makes for overcrowding is dangerous. We manage it every day, but hopefully in the near future we'll get our new jail. We're shooting for one that's with 600 beds is what I'd like to see, and it's also like a business. I mean, there's money to be made that can run our jail if we do it efficiently, and that's what we're going to do. We could get in the misdemeanor program, confinement program, where the state will pay us $40 a day to keep misdemeanors, and that's less violent criminals. For a misdemeanor is 2 years or less, and we could use them to help us being less violent criminals. Maybe we can get them out on some work programs out in the county, make $40 a day. To keep federal prisoners, and you can make anywhere from $60 to $150 a day on those prisoners. And come December 1st, juveniles are no longer going to stop at 16, but a juvenile will be a 17 and 18-year-old and sentenced and held that way. They won't be able to be held with the general population as they are today, 17 and 18-year-olds. So the state, I heard that it's like $214 a day for us to hold the juveniles prisoners in our jail. So we're hoping to get into those programs once we get our jail built and take the burden off of the state, help the state, but also help our county. It'll help us to build a strong county and help pay for our jail to run our jail.
Well, Sheriff Simmons, we know you're a very busy man, and we appreciate your time. So I'll ask this one final question. As Sheriff, what is your vision for the future of Davidson County? And is there anything else you would like to say to the citizens of Davidson County?
I just want our sheriff's office, I want it to be open to our public. I want to be a very touchable sheriff. I want the people we serve are our customers, and I want our office to treat them with respect, with professionalism, and I want them to get their money's worth of us doing a good job for them. We want to continue to train, become more professional, work on technology here, which we're getting there, gaining new technology and ways to fight crime in a better way. So we're seeking to be better every day. We're going to grow and grow stronger, and also work with our citizens, work with other agencies to make us even stronger. When we're all together, people are going to see a difference, and that's what they're seeing today. That's why everything's we're running on all 8 cylinders. It's working very well here, and we're going to continue and just get better.
Well, Sheriff Simmons, we appreciate the time you've taken out to sit down and do this interview with us. We know you're a very busy man and there's business to attend to, but thank you for taking the time out to do this.
It's my pleasure.
For those of you watching at home, we hope that you will continue to tune in as we continue to bring new content your way with the DC Report.